At Wind River Resort and Casino, we like to celebrate life's little moments. Oh, and the big ones too. Because around here, when you're completely in the moment, that's when the magic happens. Come in and find your moment at Wind River Resort and Casino.
Good morning, everyone. I'm meteorologist Mike Krueger. You're watching Coffee with Krueger, and you know what? It's coming up here real soon, folks. Look at that. The first show of the Cascade Christmas is November 21st. That's 10 days, 11 days from now? So, yeah, be sure to get your tickets now because this is a show that sells out very quickly. So I highly recommend if you want to see the show, don't put it off. Get your tickets now. Go to cascadetheater.org and you can get those tickets today. If they haven't already sold out, I don't know. I think you might want to check just to make sure. Lisa Stevens is checking in this morning. Thank you so much. She's saying, yawn, stretch. Happy Monday. Have an amazing day. Amazing day to you. This is my amazing day that I had on Saturday. You know, one of the beauties of my profession is I predict the weather. And I have a real inside source with the weather, right? Because I'm forecasting it every day. So I like to take advantage of the weather when it's nice. And I decided this weekend to do so. So my wife and I went to Manzanita Lake, Lassen Volcanic National Park. Here's the thing. I've seen pictures like this for the last 25 years. I have never, in my 25 plus years that I've been here, visited Manzanita Lake at Lassen Volcanic National Park. It's an easy hike. It's just a quick, jaunt around the lake, but it's not quick because you're stopping and taking pictures like this the entire time. Gorgeous. Now I can see why people go there all the time. It is absolutely amazing. And then I said, you know what? It's Sunday. That was actually Sunday in Castle Crags. Look at that. Now, this is at the top of the trail, and you kind of go around the other side of the crags, and this was a nice little ledge. Not too dangerous. Below that ledge was another ledge, so nothing to be concerned about. But I had this great spot where I could lean back on the rocks behind me and just chill and imbue this beautiful sight. This is out of Castle Crags, looking out at Mount Shasta, which, by the way, still has beautiful snow on it. So Saturday, Manzanita Lake. Sunday, went out to Castle Crags. By the way, there is a dense fog advisory out there. And I do want to mention this too. I forgot to put that in the show here. We'll get that up here for you. Just a quick reminder for those of you that don't know about it. We're going to go ahead and tell you about it. You can share the photos just like the one I did from the free Weather NorCal app. Just scroll to the very bottom. You can share your photos. It's fall. We're seeing some beautiful fall colors out there. But if you go on a hike, if it's raining, if it's snowing, whatever, share your pictures. Love to see them. All right, so again, I mentioned earlier, and just a second ago, there's a dense fog advisory for western Siskiyou County until 9 o'clock this morning. We're essentially seeing a lot of dense fog in some areas of the mountain valleys, in particular western Siskiyou County, but even Trinity County, even parts of the inland areas of Del Norte and Humboldt counties as well. So just bear that in mind. We've been dealing with that the last few mornings. But overall, we expect a dry and mild start to the week, cool and wet by the middle to latter part of this week. Wednesday into Thursday is what I'm calling the main event. That's when I expect the heaviest rainfall, the strongest winds, and then gusty winds and snow as low as 4,500 to 5,000 feet. I think snow levels with this storm system will be a bit lower than the one we saw last week. All right, here's a look at your Krueger's Quickcast for your Monday, November 10th. You know, some of you have the day off. I know my wife does. The kiddos have the day off at school today and tomorrow. Then they're, of course, back to reality on Wednesday. But look at the temperatures right now. Not too terribly cold, but about 50, give or take, for the valley. We're below freezing in Alturas and close to that in Bernie. 49 for Crescent City and Eureka this morning. And out the door this morning, maybe you're going to go out for a hike. Do whatever you want, right? If you have the day off in particular, should be gorgeous for it. And you can see temperatures in the 40s for Trinity County, 8 o'clock in the morning. 40s and 50s pretty much anywhere you go. So not too terribly cold, but it certainly is chilly. Now, we have a lot of clouds that are in place. A lot of high and mid-level clouds. And you're going to notice that throughout the day today. But no rain today or tomorrow, really. Now, chances for rain, they're increasing later this week. Now, Wednesday, I think, especially the first half of the day, will be dry for everyone. And then chances increase from west to east through the day on Wednesday afternoon. But as I mentioned, Wednesday night into Thursday morning is that's going to be the main event. And then we kind of see off and on chances for Friday through the weekend and possibly even into early next week. We're going into, once we break out of this warmer pattern that we're seeing now, we're going to go into a cool pattern that'll stick around for a while. Temperatures this afternoon, beautiful, right? Look at that. Mid to upper 70s in the valley. Oroville, about 78. 69 degrees for Alturas. Temperatures in the low 60s out along the coast. For tonight, we're dropping down to the low to mid 50s for the valley. 30s and 40s for the higher elevations, and I'm expecting temperatures around 50 for those overnight lows for you on the coast. All right, let's take a look at your 7-day forecast, and this is going to start off with the valley. So as I mentioned, it's dry. Wednesday is the transition day. We're going to start to notice more clouds. Chances for showers will increase through the day. Temperatures only reach in the mid-60s. But once that storm system passes through, which will be a cold front, it'll have cold air. And that's why temperatures will drop significantly by the time we get into Thursday and even Friday. And then off and on chances for showers after that. For the coast, we can see thunderstorms. Wednesday, really even as early as Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday night and Thursday. And then off and on chances for showers for the coast, inland, and even Trinity County for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. For Siskiyou, Modoc County, the Eastern Mountains. Now, I think Alturas, Susanville, you'll be dry all day on Wednesday. But Siskiyou County, Mount Shasta, may be late in the afternoon, early evening. Chance for thunderstorms Thursday. Snow levels 4,500 to 5,000 feet. Off and on chances for showers Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Okay, that's a look at your Krueger's Quickcast. Let's take a look at some of the cameras out in the region here, just to kind of show what's going on out there. And there are the clouds. Of course, those clouds are making for a beautiful sunrise. Take a snapshot. Share it on through the Free Weather NorCal app. You just might see it here tomorrow morning. We'll see. Main Street Chico this morning. We may not see as much traffic this morning. We'll see. I think a lot of people have the day off of work, but I also do think that a lot of people still have to work, such as myself. Of course, I don't have a commute. I just go right into my studio here at home. That's kind of nice. Highway 44, Sundial Bridge Drive. And we're looking at a little bit of traffic out there, but not to be terribly concerned about. Taking a look at Crescent City Harbor District. Ooh, it is just a gorgeous shot there, but look at the overcast skies. Now again, overcast, right? But no rain. We're not seeing any rain out there this morning. Let's take a look now at some patchy fog that we are seeing in just north of Trinidad. This is elk country. Beautiful shot there. Don't see any elk hanging out there this morning. We have seen some last week. It was kind of neat. Take you back to Bald Hill West here, and you can see that, yeah, I mean, that's socked in with that fog out there this morning. Taking a look at Soda Ridge. Oh, man. What's interesting, Mount Shasta has seen the snow melt throughout the day yesterday. The photo I showed you showed a mountain that had more snow on it. So kind of interesting. Let's take a look now at Fort Jones, and look at that. That's Scott Valley you're looking down into there. And that is socked in with the fog out there this morning. And there is a look at Lassen Volcanic National Park. Now, this is out of the visitor center at the south entrance. And you can see any snow that we did see last week, that has melted big time. We're not seeing any snow out there. I see a little bit of snow off on the peak there. Now, I remember when I was out at Manzanita Lake, I did see a camera out there. And I was like, what's going on? What's going on? So I went to the website, and they said that the camera is down and has been down for a while, mainly because they don't have internet service where they are. So until they could get Starlink or something of that nature, that camera's going to be down. I'd love to see that camera go back up. I should see if I could try to figure out a way to make that happen. I don't know how I could make that happen. I don't know why I think I could make it happen, but it'd be interesting to kind of research and dig into it a little bit. I'd love to see that Manzanita Lake camera go back up. It's a beautiful shot. But there it is, yeah, Lassen Park. Well, today is Thursday. Thursday, I wish. Today's Monday. Today is Monday, and we have got our Turtle Bay Wonderful World of Animals, sponsored by Grange Co-op. I want to thank them for their sponsorship. And this week, we are going to meet Bristle. Now, Bristle was a lot younger. I think the last time we did a video on Bristle, but Bristle is now a bigger animal and also part of the, I think it's called Behind the Scenes, where you can actually have it sit on your lap. Check it out. It sits on my lap, too. Hello everyone, I'm Mike Krueger from Weather NorCal. You're watching Turtle Bay, Wonderful World of Animals. We got a wonderful world, or wonderful animal right here, and a wonderful human over here, Sharon Clay from Turtle Bay. This is Spike.
No.
Oh my gosh, Spike.
That was close.
I'm so sorry, I get your name wrong.
That's okay. Spike was our former porcupine. She was the oldest living North American porcupine, so we can always honor her.
Yes.
But this is her protege.
Protege.
This is her protege.
Such
this is
fancy words.
Here, you can take the food and feed. This is Bristle.
Bristle,
And
that's right.
You met Bristle a year ago.
I did. You were a lot younger,
and
smaller.
A lot younger, a lot smaller.
Yeah.
He is now almost 23 pounds. Spike was 17 and a half. So he's a big boy, and he's not done growing yet. And so I wanted you to see him mostly grown up. He's a little over a year, about a year and a half old now.
Okay.
They grow till they're about 2. Here you go. And he is one of our behind the scenes, so people can literally do what you're doing with him right now.
Whoa, yeah, you got that tail kind of got a little spiky.
Well, that's actually part of what gives him his name. The bottom of the tail is like a bristle brush.
Okay.
So you got the name Bristle. And all of these hairs right here are called guard hairs. And when they get touched by a predator, he knows to bristle. And he'll lift them all up, and all those quills are right there. So don't hug him.
You've seen it on social media, mostly probably AI. They can't throw the spikes
That is
out.
AI. They cannot throw their quills.
I didn't think so.
So the quills are just a modified hair. So it's like when you see your dog lift up all their hair, that's all it is. But they're modified, they're really hard, and they have little barbed ends on them. So something makes contact, I always think of it like ejecting an SD card. You have to push in and it pops out.
Yeah.
So when it feels the pressure go in, the muscles release them. So you press in, the spiky ends get in you, and it releases, now they're in you.
Okay.
So they can't shoot them. Some of the reason that people think they shoot them though is because they got those microscopic hooks. See all this fur? They get all caught in here. So when they shed them, because they shed just like you shed any other hair, they get all caught, and in the spring they'll start shaking and they'll all go flying out. Okay. But they can't actually shoot their quills.
I know, that AI thing, it's getting ridiculous, isn't it?
It's, started with cartoons, you know.
Oh yes, cartoons did that.
Yeah, all of them shot their quills in the cartoons.
And then AI got even more ridiculous.
But these guys are found all around here, but their numbers are, they don't really, people don't see them as much. They don't know the exact numbers, but they figure the numbers are pretty low because just anecdotally from people not really seeing them much anymore.
Yeah.
But these guys are actually members of the rodent family. They're the second largest rodent in North America.
Rodent, huh?
Yeah.
Rodent has that negative connotation, right?
I know, but the beaver's the largest rodent.
There you go.
Yeah, so lots of different types of rodents out there.
Now, you're saying this is also part of behind the scenes, right? So people can actually experience what I'm experiencing right now.
Absolutely. What do you think?
I think it's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool.
Pretty amazing.
It's the only place.
You think about the whole spiky thing, but I'm not scared at all. So
no, he's very gentle. He chose to do this. He likes being in people's laps. We only do our behind the scenes experiences with animals that have shown that they want to be doing this type of stuff. And so this is something you can buy for people. Well, you can buy it for yourself, but you can buy it as a gift. And so really good with the holidays coming up for people to purchase behind the scenes. And then you give it as a certificate, and then the people can book it whenever they want to. Yeah. And we have this one. We have Timber the Beaver that you've done.
Yeah.
And now we have 2 new ones.
More food.
We have 2 new ones as well. We have painting with the raccoon.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah, you choose the colors and he'll paint.
Raccoon painting. Okay.
Yeah, we should. And then the other one is reptiles. So littles can do that because most of these will have age limits. The reptiles is you choose any 2 of our non-venomous reptiles to get up close and personal and interact with.
I like the non-venomous part of it.
Yeah, that's pretty important.
It's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so if you're interested in doing the behind the scenes, all you have to do is go to turtlebay.org and then click on the behind the scenes section, right?
That's
And
correct.
then you can get more on that. Yeah, animals and all that good stuff. So be sure to check that out. I'm sorry, I got your name wrong. Bristle.
He forgives you.
Yeah. Do you forgive me? That's good. Yeah. Probably because I fed you lots of food, right? There you go. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you, Bristle. And we will see you next week for another edition of Turtle Bay, Wonderful World of Animals.
Once again, I want to thank Grange Co-op for their sponsorship here. And I thought I'd take you to the website because this is part of that behind-the-scenes experience that I was talking about. So you can actually have different animals, not just Bristle, but any other animal that they offer to sit on your lap. And you can give it as a gift. You can, buy it, and then have it scheduled later. So it's really neat. So you go to turtlebay.org. That's where you start. And then up at the very top, you see where it says animals. You can either click on that, right? And then if you scroll down, you see right there, it says behind the scenes. Oops.
It went to adopt the animal. Behind the scenes, click behind the scenes, right? And then you can have Timber the beaver, Mischief the raccoon, Bristle the porcupine, reptiles, turtles, snakes, lizards. And there's all kinds of cool things. So let's say you want to do Timber the beaver. You click on Timber the beaver, do you? No, I don't. Yeah. Let's see here. Oh, there it is. Interested in booking behind the scenes. So you just fill out the form, you submit it, and they'll get back to you. And then you'll schedule it. Maybe it's a gift for someone. Maybe it's for you, whatever. And as we're approaching the holidays, I mean, what a cool holiday gift, right? Grandkids, whatever. Like, hey, you can have raccoons sit on you. How cool is, I mean, sit on your lap. Sit on you. I don't know about that. But yeah, so pretty neat. I suggest that you check it out. And it's just a great experience. I think it'd make a really cool gift for the kiddos as well. All right, that was your Turtle Bay. Now, let's take a look at Wind River Resort and Casino. Of course, that's the sponsor of Coffee with Krueger. At Wind River Resort and Casino, enjoy friendly service, a wide variety of specials and promotions, plus all of your Thank you, Jackie. All right, so I'm going to take you back to where I screwed up. Here it is. All right, so Coffee with Krueger. Oh, and I wanted to show you this too, because I talked all about that and you couldn't hear me. Darn it. Okay, so we're going to take you back to turtlebay.org. Simple as that, turtlebay.org. So if you want to have, any of their animals that they offer here, go at the top of the menu where it says animals, click on that. You scroll down where it says behind the scenes, click on that, and then you can see all of the different animals that they offer. Timber the beaver, Mischief the raccoon, Bristle the porcupine, which is what was on my lap, and they have reptiles, snakes, lizards, the works. How fun is that? You can fill out this form right here, and they will get back to you, and you can schedule it. Now, if it's a gift, tell them it's a gift, and you can give it to a, and I mean, the holidays coming up, right? That's what a cool gift for, your kids, your grandkids, the works. Kids love animals, right? Everybody loves animals. Maybe you have a kid adult that might want to enjoy something like that as well. All right, so we talked about some of our other sponsors here. Wind River Resort and Casino sponsors Coffee with Krueger. At Wind River Resort and Casino, enjoy friendly service, a wide variety of specials and promotions, plus all of your favorite slots and table games. All right, the mic is on. We get to see this again now with audio. Here we go. We have got Manzanita Lake. This is where I was with my wife on Saturday. I showed you this a little bit earlier, but I just wanted to show you this and remind you that you can share those photos. And I got a great comment from one of you this morning. Who was it? I need to move this up a little bit here. There we go. Catherine Schmidt was saying, good morning. We live in a beautiful country. Everyone enjoy your coffee. Here's the thing. I shared these photos with my national weather group. We kind of communicate with each other, and I showed them what I did this weekend and how great our jobs are. And all of them who live on the East Coast, there's even someone who lives in Florida. He says, I enjoy a good walk on the beach, but your views and your hikes beat that walk on the beach any day. I agree. I mean, look at where we live, right there. Boom, it's right there in our backyard. I love it. I absolutely love where I live, and I would never, past 25 plus years, come on. How gorgeous is all of that? Then we had Jackie Dixon saying good morning from Trinidad, so check that out here. We've also got Kenny Elwood. Now, this is kind of fun. Kenny's saying, busy this morning? I'm guessing Kenny has something going on this morning. So Kenny, I will be sure to text you after the show, and we will see if I'm not too busy for it. See what time of the day it is. And then, of course, after that, Curtis. Curtis had said that he's going to Trinidad in the next few days. I'll say this, Curtis. Trinidad is going to be wet, especially Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday night, and Thursday morning, and more often on showers, really, for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, really through the weekend. But if you're out fishing, I don't know, maybe that's good weather. Some of the scattered showers out there. So it should be interesting for you, but should be a good trip if you enjoy cool and wet, because that's probably what you will be dealing with. So again, you can share your photos from the free Weather NorCal app. Just go to the app, scroll to the bottom, share your photos, and you might see them right here on Coffee with Krueger or on the morning show, and or both. All right, let's get into your weather headlines. Dry and mild start to the week. Cool and wet by mid to latter part of the week. And then, of course, we're looking at Wednesday night into Thursday. It looks to be the main event. When I say that, the main event will be the heaviest rainfall and the strongest winds. Speaking of that, gusty winds, snow as low as 4,500 feet to 5,000 feet. And I think the strongest winds will be Wednesday night. Still a little breezy, gusty at times on Thursday, and snow levels eventually dropping to as low as 4,500 feet. All right, that is a look at everything that's going on. Now let's take a look at our deeper dive forecast. This is where we're going to dive deep into the forecast, let you know what we expect this week, and really kind of get into the science behind it. 7-day forecast, and kind of go from there. But as you know, we've got a new sponsor for the deep dive forecast, and that would be Shasta Hearing Aids.
Frank, come help with the dishes.
What?
The dishes!
I heard it the first time. I just got back from Shasta Hearing Aids, but she doesn't know it yet. What?
Forget it.
All right, I'm going to double check, make sure my microphone is on, both sources. Yes, it is on. Temperatures right now are the upper 40s, about 50 in the valley, 30s and 40s for the higher elevations, and right around 50, give or take, here for the coast. So here's what we got going on here today. You're going to notice some high and mid-level clouds out there. In fact, I look outside. Yeah, I can see those high clouds. Nothing to be concerned about. Some of they may thicken up a little bit with some mid-level clouds out there. You can kind of see coming in from the west. More coming in from the west here. I think this will kind of, basically push up to our north. But I think we'll probably see more clouds through the day tomorrow as we start to see in advance of the main storm system approaching. Now, severe weather outlook. Basically, the Storm Prediction Center in Norman, Oklahoma, they send out a few times a day. They look at the entire nation and say, all right, here are the areas that have the best potential for thunderstorms. There are actually 5 main categories, marginal all the way to high. Now, marginal is basically saying, hey, listen, you got a chance for severe thunderstorms, and then these colors here, slight, enhanced, mod, the higher and the better the chances for thunderstorms and even eventually even tornadoes. Now, we very rarely get into dark green or even yellows. What this lighter shade of green is not considered part of the 5 categories, but what it does is just kind of an overall broad sense that says, hey, listen, you've got enough instability, you might see some thunderstorms. For the most part, they won't be severe. But I will tell you this, in my years of forecasting here, I've seen this light shade of green up many times, and many times within that, we also see severe thunderstorms develop. So we can't rule that out as we do go into your Wednesday night in particular, even Thursday afternoon. So take a look at Futurecast. All right, so we're going to take you all the way through Friday. And here you go. We take a look at 6 p.m., right? Today, beautiful. I don't think it's really showing much in the way of clouds. We're going to see some high and mid-level clouds out there today. I don't think Futurecast doing a very good representation with that. More clouds, though, as you can see here, coming in through the day Tuesday, but no rain just yet. Now we start to see the rain begin to approach. By midday Wednesday, the clouds are here. This really most likely won't reach the ground if we see any of those showers developing. The main storm is actually still way over here. This is what we call prefrontal type showers, and sometimes you can see a little bit of instability in advance of the main storm system itself, but the main storm system is still going to hold off. Now by 5 p.m., we may start to see by late afternoon some light showers developing for parts of the valley. The farther west you go, the heavier the rainfall, including heavier rainfall over the ocean. But still fairly dry for Modoc, eastern mountains in general, right? But then look what happens overnight. So this is Wednesday night, Thursday morning, around midnight. You know, this is kind of has a lot of the same characteristics as the storm we saw last week. Remember, it was an overnight event. We saw heavy rainfall, gusty winds, and we did see some high elevation snow. Now notice we're not seeing a lot of snow on the map here because really the colder air hasn't moved in just yet. So that's why we're not seeing the snow levels drop just yet. But heavy rainfall, lightning strikes, very strong winds. This could mimic a lot of what we saw with that last storm, with the potential for some more power outages, maybe some downed trees. It may not be as bad as last week. The winds may be just a tick, I'd say a tick lower as far as the intensity of the winds, but we'll see. We could see gusts, I'd say, in excess of 40 to 50 miles per hour. But remember last week they were closer to like, say, 50, 60. So again, just that tick lower, but still could see some more power outages. Then we go into Thursday. Now you start to see more blue on the map. That's because now we're behind the cold front. The colder air has moved in. But with that colder air is an instability. So I think we're going to see most of the snow flurries and the showers and thunderstorms in the higher elevations and for the coast. Look at the valley getting shadowed by a lot of this activity here. However, we still could see a stray shower, a stray thunderstorm for the valley on Thursday, but it won't be very widespread. There you can still see some of the snow. Now this is down to about 4,500 feet. So again, I'd say some of the snow mountain passes, say 5,000 feet or higher. I would say it would definitely impact Scott Mountain Pass. It'll impact Cedar Pass and many of the mountain passes in the eastern mountains, as that's where we have some of the higher mountain passes. But Highway 299 West, Highway 36 West, it'll be borderline Highway 36 West, by the way, but off to the north and east, yeah. I mean, maybe even Highway 97, some of the higher elevations in northern Siskiyou County as well. 10 p.m. Thursday, we're still seeing some snow flurries here and there. I'm watching this. This forecast model is getting a little aggressive with how much rain we're going to see out of that. I'm not convinced that it's going to bring a lot of rainfall for most of us. Rainfall totals. This is looking at the GFS forecast model. And I typically don't like to do this, but I'm seeing some pretty good alignment with both the GFS and the European forecast model. The GFS is a little more aggressive, but I'd say on average, the valley will pick up through Friday. This is just through Friday, keep in mind. I'd say that the valley on average will probably pick up, there we go. We'll probably pick up anywhere between, I'd say about an inch, give or take. I'll just double check and make sure my audio is on. But for the valley, about an inch. Obviously much less to the east. And I'd say about an inch and a half to maybe even close to 3 inches, I'd say for some of you for parts of the North Coast. So really the totals are going to be a lot like the totals we saw with that last storm. But again, just like that of the winds, we're going to have a little bit of a tick down on the overall intensity of it all. So there you go. All right, so we have kind of the longer range here. You see this right here? This is what's going to be approaching. It pretty much dies out. And the reason being, as we do go into Friday, this ridge of high pressure is going to build in, and that's going to break that storm apart. So I don't anticipate it to bring us a lot of rainfall. Most of it will be for the North Coast. And then look at this, on Sunday, not a lot of rain going on, is there? This may come in on Monday of next week, but even that's not guaranteed. A lot of inconsistencies, but basically what's happening is this. Once we see the main storm system pass Wednesday night, early Thursday morning with the strong winds, right, the heavy rainfall, we're going to be more in a cool and unsettled weather pattern. Now, this is we're getting that time of the year where we're going to be saying that phrase a lot. That's essentially when you see the cold air in place. There may be enough instability for some, partly to mostly cloudy skies and maybe a stray shower developing as well. But no major storms once we see that the main storm system pass Wednesday night. But the Climate Prediction Center does kind of show that wetter than normal conditions. It's also showing the cooler air that's in place. It's going to be cooler out there, a lot cooler than it has been, that's for sure. I mean, look at this. I mean, upper 70s for your Monday, low 70s by Tuesday, mid 60s below normal by Wednesday, and most likely keeping it below normal for the end of the week, this upcoming weekend, and through a good portion, if not all, of next week. So once this cooler air settles in, folks, sweater weather may be kicking in full gear, my friends. Take a look at the lake levels. We're up to about 105% historical average for Shasta Lake and Trinity Lake, and Lake Oroville has now dropped down to 100%. That's good. That's good, but we were at 101, 102 last week. But now it's dropping because we are still seeing some minor drops there. But look at Trinity Lake and Lake Shasta. We're not seeing as much of a drop there. And with the added rainfall that we're going to start to see, we may start to see the lakes begin to rise a little bit here in the coming months. So we look at the wave heights. They're a little high, but nothing to be terribly concerned about here for today. And they're going to drop even more for your Tuesday. We look at that marine forecast for your Monday. North winds at 5 to 10 knots. There's your waves. Patchy, dense fog this morning, most likely burning off later on today. All right, here's your neighborhood forecast, sponsored in part by Dignity Health. Now, Trinity County, you're looking at temperatures still around 70, give or take, here along Highway 299, Highway 3, Douglas City about 72, Weaverville 71. So the 7-day forecast, Trinity County, you're dry today, you're dry tomorrow. By Wednesday afternoon, chances for showers increase through the day on Wednesday, but dry for the first half of the day in particular. Chance for thunderstorms Thursday, and then more often on chances for showers Friday through the weekend. That's the case as you head south. 73 for Ruth, 69 degrees for Wildwood, 70 in Mad River. Now, for the North Coast, sponsored by Dignity Health. Temperatures today, low to mid-70s for Miranda down to Garberville, 68 degrees for Shelter Cove. What I anticipate on Wednesday is dry the first half of the day, and then showers start to increase as we go through Wednesday afternoon. And that's for everybody on the coast. And then heavier rainfall coming in Wednesday evening, Wednesday night, and then more showers and thunderstorms possibly going through the day on Thursday. And you can see that on Hoopa with a high of about 55 degrees. Take you up north, 68 degrees for Gas Key, 65 for Smith River, and 60 in Oric. All right, here's your Siskiyou County, a neighborhood forecast sponsored by Dignity Health. Dry today, dry tomorrow. Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening, that's when you start to see the showers and heavier rainfall coming in Wednesday night. Gusty winds. Snow levels eventually dropping down to as low as 4,500 feet on Thursday. That could impact some of your mountain travel. Otherwise, you can see off towards central and eastern Siskiyou County today. Beautiful, right? Temperatures in the mid to upper 60s for your daytime highs. Your Modoc County neighborhood forecast. Dry today, dry tomorrow, and dry really all day Wednesday. It's not until Wednesday night that you'll start to see that rain. That's also the case for the eastern mountains. Dry all the way through Wednesday. Looks like though Bernie, for example, Wednesday evening, Wednesday night, you'll see some of those showers. We take you down to the south, but you'll notice Chester and Lassen Park dry all day on Wednesday. Take you down to South Paradise. Maybe some evening showers coming in Wednesday night into Thursday morning. Heavier rainfall, and then thunderstorms on Thursday. Snow levels around 5,000 feet, by the way, as we get towards Lassen and Plumas counties. All right, we take it out of the south for your Valley neighborhood forecast, sponsored by Dignity Health. Temperatures in the mid to upper 70s. Late in the day, in the evening, overnight, Wednesday, you see the rain, and it will be heavy, gusty as well. Take a look at that 7-day forecast for Chico. Your Veterans Day on Tuesday, 73. But the temperatures really drop behind that cold front, and things get more unstable with that chance for thunderstorms on Thursday. Temperatures in the mid to upper 70s, 74 degrees for Whiskeytown, 75 in Lakehead and Palisadro, about 77 degrees. Now here's your 7-day forecast for Redding. Yeah, there you go. Mid 60s for your Wednesday, Thursday. You got that chance for showers and thunderstorms. And then temperatures in the upper 50s to low 60s. There you go. That's Saturday, Sunday. So again, it really, when we look at the 7-day forecast, it gets a little busy once we get into Wednesday, right? You see PM in there, meaning most of the rain for Wednesday will be Wednesday evening, Wednesday night. Thursday, scattered showers and thunderstorms, otherwise dry through a good portion of the day. Friday, you get a chance for showers. Saturday, we might actually see a break, and then maybe more showers Sunday. But see, the timing of all that, and really even the chances for rain, that's all going to probably change, especially as we get closer to Friday and through the weekend. So just kind of take note of that if you do have outdoor plans. Just keep a close eye on the forecast, especially if you have outdoor plans for the weekend, because this is all going to change things a little bit here. Let's see here. We got more people checking in. Yeah, let's get ready to kind of wrap up the show, but we'll check in with some of you who have been kind of checking in here during my main weathercast here. We got Miles and Grace Corbin. Just kind of checking that here. They say, love where we live and all the beautiful colors going on right now. Get outside there. There's no place. I agree. I'm going to try to see if I can take advantage of this beautiful weather here today again, and even maybe tomorrow as well. Curtis, you're saying going there, which I think you said Trinidad, mainly to do nothing, enjoy some seafood. All right, there you go. And you're inside eating, right, to enjoy some seafood. Should be nice. I just, I definitely envy you on that. In Trinidad, my wife and I, we love Trinidad. That's just a great place to just, especially if it's dry, to go on hikes, great hikes out there, and the great food. I mean, great food out there. We've got Jackie, you're asking, have you eaten at Moonstone Grill? I believe you're talking about the new place. Oh shoot, what's the name of it? I think it's the Moonstone Bistro. Are you talking about Moonstone Grill in Redding, or are you talking about in Trinidad? I feel like I've eaten there before. It's kind of, you kind of go down this really steep hill. Parking is really bad if you're going to that beach, right? But before you get to that beach area, there's this restaurant, if I'm not mistaken, and that's where it is. Because we go down to that beach sometimes, and traffic and parking is just crazy. So sometimes we park up at the top of the hill. But I think I know which one you're talking about. If I know which one you're talking about, yes, we have eaten there. There's that other place, gosh, it's like the Lighthouse something. We've eaten there. They've got those kind of their signature waffle cones with mashed potatoes and in the works. That's really popular. I know a lot of people like that. But a lot of great places to eat there on the North Coast. But I think I know what you're talking about with the Moonstone Grill. If my wife were here, she would know exactly what you're talking about. Because she's the one that always plans those kinds of things. Well, that's going to do it for us, folks. This morning, at least. Oh, no, in West Haven. Okay, then maybe not. But I feel like I've eaten at a Moonstone Grill before. I don't know. I'll have to, you know what, ask me again tomorrow. I'll see if I can ask my wife about it today, and we can kind of talk about it, but there you go. There you go. Okay. Great. So there you go, folks. That's going to do it for us this morning. We are going to be checking in, and we're going to be talking about and have more details for you when it comes to the approaching storm system with rain and wind and all the works. And have questions in mind. If you... I think I've got some yeses in there. I can't remember what I said that would make you answer yes, but okay. If you have plans, say Wednesday or whatever, or you're traveling and you're concerned about maybe some snow, tell your friends, tell your family. Also Sunset Grill at the casino. I think we've eaten at the Sunset Grill at the casino. I think we have, yeah. Sherry Heights, right? I think is what you're talking about. I hope. That's the closest one to Trinidad, I believe. But we've eaten there before. Good food. A lot of great food on the coast. You guys have great restaurants out there, by the way. Of course, we do here in Redding too, by the way. Chico, everywhere. Everybody has great restaurants. But yeah, a lot to talk about here as we do have some big changes. So for cooler temperatures, snow levels will be a bit lower than the last storm system, gusty winds, potential for power outages, rainfall. I'm not terribly concerned about flooding, but mudslides, debris flows, we're kind of getting that time of the year where we're starting to see more of that unstable ground, saturated ground. Mudslides and debris flows are going to become a little bit more common, even with storm systems that aren't terribly strong like this one. So it'll be interesting. But if you have questions, if you're concerned, get interactive, just like Jackie and Curtis and everybody else are kind of getting. Get interactive, ask questions, see what's going on so you can make sure that you are prepared for the storm, and hopefully I'll have an answer for you. So there you go. All right, so that's going to do it for us today. I think I have the music already going on here in the background. I do. We're going to leave you with this shot here. Soda Ridge. Have yourselves a great day, folks, and we'll see you tomorrow morning.